This is Scott Geitler. I'm the owner of Blue Water Photo and Blue Water Travel, and today I'm going to talk about the Canon G7X camera and a couple new housings out for the G7X from Recsea. The Canon G7X is a really nice, exciting camera, very similar to the Sony RX100 III. It's what I call a super compact. It's a very small camera with an awesome lens and a big sensor, much bigger than any other compact camera like the G16 or the Canon S120. It's a 1-inch sensor. It's almost as large as mirrorless sensors that are in cameras like the OMD EM1 or the EPL7. So this camera actually has the same sensor as the Sony RX100 III. It takes fantastic images. I've been shooting with it the last couple of days. Let me go over some of the specs. It's 20 megapixels. It has a 24 to 100 millimeter lens. Unlike the Canon S and G series, the flash will do TTL in manual mode, which for Canon lovers is really nice because previously they haven't been able to use TTL on their strobes in manual mode, which has sort of been a pain. Another nice thing about this camera is that the flash can be put on a manual power setting, a low power setting. So you can shoot fairly quickly with the flash on, unlike the Sony RX100 series, which has a little bit of delay for the flash to recycle. All cameras have a delay, but the Sony has a little longer delay than others. So there's a lot of really nice things about this camera that I like. It also has quite good macro capability. Without a macro lens, it can take a photo about 1 3/4 inches across, and with a macro lens like the Blue Water Plus 7, you zoom all the way in, you can get a photo about 1 3/8 inches across, which is really good macro. Almost as good as a Canon G16 and significantly better than any of the Sony RX100 cameras. So if you want to use a small compact camera and really step up your macro game, get some great images, shoot some ambient light video, the Canon G7X I think will be an excellent choice. For people who just want to focus on wide angle and video, you still may have some better options for wet lenses with the Sony RX100 1, 2, or 3. Another nice thing about this camera is that right now there's 2 excellent housings out from Recsea. They're very small housings. They're very compact. The controls work very well. They're very hard to tell apart. This is the aluminum Recsea housing. It has a really nice control dial on the back. It's very easy to open. It has a very nice stylish blue control panel on the top. Excellent zoom gear. A nice control to pop the flash up and down. I've used the housing a little bit, and it just feels really nice. It's very easy to handhold with one hand if you're not using a tray and handle. The shutter works great. It has 67 millimeter threads right here on the housing. So it has all the quality that you'd expect to have from one of the high-end Recsea aluminum housings. Now, almost indistinguishable is called their CW series, which is made of acrylic. It's made of plastic polycarbonate. It's also very light, even a little lighter than the aluminum one. The controls work pretty well, just not as much as a housing that costs almost twice as much. You do not have a rear control dial, but all the other controls work really well, and you can still change your aperture and shutter speed in manual mode. You just have to do 2 quick button presses to switch the front control dial from changing aperture to shutter speed. Again, it's very easy to open up It has a clear back that you can see through. You can see inside the housing. And although it's not as easy to close as the aluminum housing, you can hear a snap and you know when it's closed. And there you go. It's a very nice, secure fit. This housing also has 67mm thread, so you can put macro lenses right on there. You can put a wide angle lens on here and get some really great photos for the really nice housing at a quite inexpensive price for the quality of this housing and the craftsmanship, which is quite amazing on both these housings. So in summary, I think the Canon G7X is a great camera, especially when you look at the features that are important for underwater use, such as the TTL with the flash, the macro capability, the flash recycle time. If you look at some of the other online reviews, they do have some problems with some of the features or the high-speed shooting of the camera that, in my opinion, is quite irrelevant in the kind of shooting that you'd want to do underwater. And it's really nice. I think you'll like it. And if you have any questions about whether you should go with the Canon G7X or a Sony or the G16 or a mirrorless like the Olympus OMD EM10 or the EM5 or the Sony a6000, give us a call. You can contact us at sales@bluewaterphotostore.com. We look forward to hearing from you, and thanks for watching the video.